Good evening. I'll be reporting the Chapter 5 Critical Explanations of Crime Causation. Critical theories do not only reject the traditional theories of crime causation, but challenges conventional understandings of crime and punishment by uncovering false beliefs and perspectives. It is anchored in the paradigm of inequalities of capitalist society. So critical theories also try to explain group differences in crime rates in terms of the largest social environment. Some focus on class differences, some on gender differences, and some on societal differences in crime. Several versions of critical theories exist, but all explain crime in terms of group differences in power. Marcus Joy argued that those who own the means of production, example, factories, businesses, have the greatest power. This group, the capitalist class, uses its power for its own advantage. Capitalists work for passage of laws that criminalize and severely sanction the street crimes of lower class persons, but ignore or mildly sanction the harmful actions of business and industry. Example, pollutions, unsafe working conditions. So what are the characteristics of capitalists? Number 1, act to increase their profits. They resist improvement in working conditions. They attempt to hold down the wages of workers. Number 2, acknowledge that disputes sometimes arise within the capitalist class and that the government sometimes make concessions to workers in an effort to protect the long-term interests of capitalists. Number 4, feminist theory. This theory focuses on gender differences in power as a source of crime. It addresses two issues: why are males are more involved in most forms of crime than females, and why do females engage in crime? Most theories of crime were developed with males in mind. Feminists argue that the causes of female crime differ somewhat from the causes of male crime. Gender differences in crime are said to be due largely to gender differences in social learning and control. Females are socialized to be passive, subservient, and focus on the needs of others. Further, females are more closely supervised than males, partly because fathers and husbands desire to protect their property from the other males. Females are more closely tied to the household and to child-rearing tasks, which limits their opportunities to engage in many crimes. Some females, of course, do engage in crime. It has been also claimed that much female crime stems from the fact that juvenile females are often sexually abused by family members. This high rate of sexual abuse is fostered by the power of males over females, the sexualization of females, especially young females, and a system that often fails to sanction sexual abuse. Abused females frequently run away, but they have difficulty surviving on the street. They are labeled as delinquents, making it difficult for them to obtain legitimate work. Juvenile justice officials, in fact, often arrest such females and return them to the families where they were abused. Further, these females are frequently abused and exploited by men on the street. As a consequence, they often turn to crime like prostitution and theft to survive. Theorists have pointed to still other types of strain to explain female crime, like the financial and other difficulties experienced by women trying to raise families without financial support from fathers. The rapid increase in female-headed families in recent decades, in fact, has been used to explain the increase in rates of female property crime. It is also argued that some female crime stems from frustration over the constricted rules available to females in our society.
Rational choice theory, right? Proponents Derek Cornish and Ronald Clark. The theorists under the rational choice theory, or RCT, possessed that a criminal rationally chooses the crime to commit and the target of a crime. Integrated theory, one in which two or more of the major criminological theories are used together in a new theoretical perspective. Economic model of crime assumes that an individual will choose the same course of action when confronted with the same alternatives regarding cost, rewards, and risk. Justice model stresses the idea that offenders are responsible people and therefore deserve to be punished if they violate the law. Just deserts. Justice perspective according to which those who violate others' rights deserve to be punished.
Self-control theory, general theory of crime. This theory constituted a reassertion of the classical school's initial contention that individuals seek personal pleasure while avoiding pain, Beccaria 1764-1963, which simply means that people are motivated by self-interest. Low self-control was the general antecedent cause of forceful fraudulent acts undertaken in pursuit of self-interest. Gottfredson and Hershey, 1990. Self-control theory is a theory about the redirected attention of criminologists to the family and to what parents do or do not do during childhood that affects the likelihood of delinquency. Michael Gottfredson and Travis Hershey argue that those who learn early in life to exercise self-control will have much less involvement in delinquency, crime, and other problem behaviors such as substance abuse, accidents, and employment problems later in life. Main proposition of SCT: individuals commit crimes because they have low self-control. However, the proponents further argue that a lack of self-control is neither a sufficient nor a necessary condition for crime to occur because other properties of the individual or of the situation may counteract one's likelihood of committing deviant acts. Everything else being equal, low self-control and a weak bond to society should positively and significantly predict a variety of deviant and criminal conduct. Though lack of self-control and the family's role in its failed development do not mean that one will become deviant, but it will provide circumstances that will make conditions favorable for delinquency. Proponent Gottfredson and Hershey. Research: they started by looking at what criminologists do know about crime and criminals. Findings: Number 1. Criminal events are generally based on immediate gratification or removal of an irritant, are easy and are varied. Number 2. Criminals displayed characteristics similar to crime events. Number 3. Criminals were found among individuals seeking immediate and easy gratification and whose behavior included numerous types of crime and other deviant behaviors. Number 4. Crime and the criminal were contagious elements. What is self-control? A person's ability to alter his or her own states and responses. Note: low self-control is the main individual level source of crime. What are the types of self-control? Number 1. Impulse control. Control over the contents of the mind. Number 2. Control over performance. Control over emotion and moods. Number 3. Low self-control. Harold G. Grasmick. People with low self-control are impulsive and seek immediate gratification, lack diligence, tenacity, and persistence, want money without work. Self-control is through parental emotional investment in child need to monitor child's behavior.
So today I'm going to discuss why do some individuals resist engaging in criminal acts. So first I'm going to explain what is self-control. So self-control is the ability to control oneself, in particular one's emotion and desires or the expression of them in one's behavior, especially in difficult situations. So, self control is our ability to control ourselves. So, why do some individuals resist engaging in criminal acts? It is simply because they have self control. These individuals are able to delay gratifications of immediate impulse and patiently wait for his or her goal. However, individuals with low self control are more prone to committing crimes. It is because they want immediate satisfaction of their needs. So, those people with high self control will be able to control themselves and patiently wait to the things that they want. But if those people who have low self control, they are prone to committing crimes and criminal acts because they always want to the things to go on their way. So those with high self-control will be substantially less likely or all periods of life to engage in criminal acts. Self-control is defined as the ability to forego acts that provides immediate and near-term pleasure, but all also have negative consequences for the action, and as the ability to act in favor as long-term interest, said by Godfredson and Hershey. So, self-control is a person's ability to alter his or her own state and responses. So, self-control is a person's ability to change his state and responses. Individuals with high self-control are able to forego the immediate benefits that crime offers because they extend their considerations into the future risk or consequences of doing such crime. So those persons or individuals with high self-control will be able to identify what will be the possible consequences to the action or the crime they would if they would commit a crime. So those people with low self-control is defined as the tendency of individuals to pursue short-term gratifications without considering its long-term consequences of doing such act. So those person that has low self-control will be able to commit crimes that easily because they don't think what will be the possible consequences after doing that such act. Self-control is not regarded as either a predisposition to crime or a personal trait for crime and delinquency. Self-control is an inclination focused on short-term rather than long-term on immediate gratification of needs, wants, and desires whatever they may be. Individuals' self-control is influenced by family and peers in early in life. So our self-control is influenced by the people around us. So self-control is an act of self-selection mechanism where individuals are sorted into a variety of circumstances that are as a result correlated crimes. So people with high self-control should exhibit success in legitimate social institution, educational arenas, high income potentials, quality of interpersonal relationship with others, marriage, and like. So those people with high self-control will be able to have a successful life. They are more productive than the person or the individuals with low self-control because people with low self-control will have a poor friendship, fail in school, and have an unhappy marriage. So those people with low self-control will are less likely to be productive. So according to Galatians 5 22 verse 23, it says there that, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So it says there, our self-control must be present in ourselves.
So, good morning. Today we will going to discuss about the displacement theory. So, also known as criminal displacement. It is the relocation of the crime as a result of police prevention. It may link to a problem-oriented policing but may occur at the other level and for other reasons. So there are types of displacement. The first one is geographical displacement. This stated that crime can be moved from one place to another. So pwede na move ang crime from one place to another. Example, there is a first scene and a second scene. The second is the temporal displacement. Crime can be moved from one time to another. So, pwede nga at the beginning wala siya namatay, so nakatakas, so mato nga tiwasan dito, so can be moved from one time to another. Target of displacement. Crime can be directed to the one place to another, pwede ani or the other place. So, tactical displacement. One of the method of committing crime can be substituted by another. Crime displacement. One kind of crime can be submitted from another placement. Theory suggests the crime is moved around. There are the 5 categories of situational crime prevention. So, number 1 is increasing the effort. So, i-increase natin ang effort so that malis ang crime and then ma-prevent ang crime. Kung if they will increase their effort, so malasin ang crime. So increasing the length and reducing the rewards. So if higher ang rewards, so mas daghan na ma-solve ang crime, so mas then reducing of provocation, then removing the excuses. There are 3 factors of the crime displacement: offenders' motivation, the offenders' familiarity, then the crime opportunity.